All right, here I am, Leon C, aka Morpheus. I hope y'all ready for this. Okay. Now, I don't take responsibility for whatever you do after this video. Okay. No, I am not a dope dealer. Okay. I do not promote drugs. Okay. Nor do I mess around with them. Okay. If I did, I would probably struggle to have the ability to produce these videos for you as I do. Okay. So I'm as clean as a whistle. So this ain't about the do's and the don'ts. This is about the facts of what we're dealing with in America. This is about the facts of why we are struggling when it comes to drugs, when it comes to marijuana, why it was illegal. Okay? Because a lot of people think, now, let me go ahead and give you this red pill because Morpheus is getting ready to open up your eyes just a little bit. You know I'm going to give you something different. I'm going to give you a different twist. Now, there has been a skepticism for many years about why weed was illegal. Okay? There has been a lot of basically rumors. You know, some people say there's good properties. Some people say there's bad properties. Okay? But there's an avenue to this that we have not realized. Okay? One thing that you have to understand, all right? With good, oftentimes there's something bad as well. Marijuana or drugs at its basic core not only gives you something, but it takes as a price in return. There's a cost to whatever that you take. Now, this is to open up your mind. I'm going to teach you something. Now, there is a video that I just made, and it's called, let me see if I can remember off the top of my head. It's called The Confusion About God. Okay? Now you'll say, what does this have to do with weed or marijuana or drugs? Okay? Because in the description of how I created that video, it talked about your levels of growth. It talks about your advanced stage of mind. It talks about how you mature. Okay? So if you look at that video and you learn the strategy that I have given you about growth and spiritual development and being able to take on more responsibilities as an adult, drag that into this video, it will give you a better understanding. So I can't break it down in full detail, but I'm going to give you a little bit of what that means. Okay? For some of you, at a certain age in your life, as a child, you are trying to develop yourself. That is your teenage years. Most people that I have known of, or that we all know of, that's going to try pot out for the first time, or marijuana or drugs, will be teenagers. You know, between the ages of, guess between 18 and 27. Okay? But now we know this generation is getting a little bit younger and it's flip-flopping back and forth. But during that stage, you're still trying to develop your mind. You're trying to develop yourself. Now, let's go by the basics of what drugs we're talking about. Specifically, we're talking about ganja or marijuana, or some people say weed or herbal medicine. Okay? But here's the thing. It's a psychotropic drug. That means it affects your mind. Okay? It's not about the high feeling and how good you feel afterwards, even though that's part of it. But the effect of that drug and other drugs, okay, is the psychology that it does to your mind. Now, I was going to bring a billboard and draw a couple of graphs for you, but I want you to use your imagination here, okay? Before we get started on that, and I don't have anything that I can actually refer to, okay? And I should have, but let's just take this, I'm outside my spaceship, so I can, let's say that your brain is this way, okay? Your brain is this way. This is the angle of your brain, facing this way, as I'm talking. And I'm going to start turning it around for you. So just remember, it's facing this way, okay? When you are a child, your brain is that way. Okay? You're studying, you're learning, you are trying to figure out the world. Okay? What psychotropic drugs do to your brain to begin with? Okay? Besides the healthy properties that we're not going to talk about, okay? Besides the damaging properties that might be involved in it, such as inhaling the poison and whatever drugs that you use and pills, okay? That's for you to discern between you and your doctors. But I will tell you that I'm going to tell you a few things later on, okay, about that to help you out, okay? When a child between the age of 18 and 27, okay, when it comes to the spirituality, when it comes to the evolution of your God species that you are, you still really are a child within yourself, okay? Not maybe physically, but you're still trying to develop and you're learning things. You're trying to build your money, do a career, this sort of thing, okay? Psychotropic drugs gives you an imprint of a vision, not only in your unconsciousness, but your conscious state of being, where it molds your mind to a different angle. Whereas when you're just simply dealing with the chemicals that you have in your body, when you take in psychotropic drugs and you're trying to focus on you're trying to focus on your humanity, you're trying to learn and simple things that American people do. What happens is your brain gets turned around. Just look at it like that. Look at the chemistry of your brain being, let's say it's green, right? When it turns around this way, now it's yellow. When it turns around all the way over here, now it's blue. Now, once you start taking psychotropic drugs with that type of psychology, that changes your thinking and it changes your perception. And for some people, it blocks your third eye. Or, again, I told you, I'm not telling you to do this. It opens up your third eye. Okay? Now, check this out. Your job and task as a human species, and I told you about this in my other videos. Some of you who've been watching me, y'all probably at the graduate level right now, and you're getting high on this knowledge that I'm giving you. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. But some of you who's just watching this video, you're going to have to go back several other videos and I talk about the evolution or the de-evolution of the human species today. Okay, so when you are developing and you are growing, you have control over your mind. You have control over what you say. You have control over your own energy and your chemistry, and you also have a good honing of your own perception of the world. Okay, so this is why there are some drugs that's been limited to kids and some that's given to adults, not just because they have an adult body, but because of this right here. So let me share something with you. This is the damaging effect. When you're giving drugs as a child between the age 17, 27, all you know how to do is this all the time, and you always injecting something, or you got pills, okay? What happens is you're stalling your natural nature when your mind's like this, okay? You're stopping that natural evolution for a chemical evolution which have turned your psychology this way, okay? So for some people, you become zombie-like. For other people, you become a fiend, as some people say, dope fiend, or some people be addicted, or some people may say just crazy for it, or some people say, man, I can't stop. Man, this stuff is good. I got to have my herbal medicine. If not, I'm not going to be calm. I'll get stressed out, or I need this to calm myself down. We all understand, okay? But you must remember, something's getting taken away from you while you are taking that in, okay? Now, this is why I decided to make this video for you through research, because I'm trying to give you a red flag. I'm trying to say, listen, before you do that, yes, that big red hand, before you do that, okay, there's something that you must know that you're not taught. There's something that you must know that they're not going to tell you in the fine print either. There's something that you must know that people that are like, man, oh, I feel so high. I just feel so good, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. There's something they're not telling you because some of them don't know because they're not at that level of advancement. the God species inside you, the nature inside you, the seed of your creator, whatever you think your God is, that's inside you, has been silent for a long time because all you was trying to do was smoke it out. Whoo, you're smoking it out. Now, let me tell you what happens. Your natural mind, which is this way, starts conflicting and fighting your chemical mind, which is this way. Listen to what Morpheus is saying. Now, look. Now you start getting to a sense of paranoia. You start getting in a sense of conflicting with yourself, with other people, and you're not consistent. You're not sure about what you want to do. This is when you start meeting people who they'll say something, but they really don't mean it. They're untrustworthy, where one day they're telling you, yeah, man, we can do this. Yeah, man. And then next week they're like, no, I'm not going to do that. I can't. No, I was just talking. Because their mind is conflicting. Their mind is telling them what their nature, the God seed, is that hasn't been developed yet because you've been smoking it out. It's trying to direct you in a positive direction. Okay? Your chemical mind is taking you to a rainbow land. Okay? Which is otherwise against yourself. Okay? So you are conflicting right here. That's where the trouble and the struggle come from. That's where the paranoia come. That's where I'm not so sure. Because what psychotropic drugs do too, this is what I'm telling you about. It mirrors you. It challenges your own thoughts. It questions your direction. It actually takes a mirror. Like if this was a mirror right here and I can see the camera, I can see myself. Okay. It points right back at me where I'm looking at me, where whatever my motives are. Okay. I'm questioning now. I'm not so sure. I'm like, okay, it's like an instant judgment. And sometimes it's a freak out situation. Sometimes it's a, what do you call that? Tripping situation. Oh, he's tripping, man. Stop tripping, dude. You tripping. Oh, man. Okay. Just tripping, right? Because that high is just rickety, just going all over the place. Now, this is where the danger is that a lot of people don't really see. But these type of individuals, which is in troves, in the millions, I'm telling you, in the millions, you'll say, why is it this? Because I'm going to show you something. As an 18-year-old or a 15-year-old, let's go to a 15-year-old, for example. Let's hope it doesn't happen, probably do in a different country. But you're developing yourself. Your mind is right here. The task is when you take in drugs or whatever psychotropics, you have to have a certain maturity with yourself where you know you. Now, I know a lot of y'all, yeah, I know myself, man. What are you talking about, man? I know me, man. I know me. No. Calm down. Calm down and just listen. Be cool, okay? Just be cool. All right? Listen to what I'm saying. You are developing in life a confidence of your inner self. That seed I was telling you about is not going to go away no matter how much you... Woo! It's not going to help. You understand? It's still going to be there, but your brain over here is attacking that brain. It's going like this. You can't have two minds. It's not God and the devil. It's just your psychology. Now, the part that makes it or was dangerous, okay, and still is, but some of y'all are like, oh, we're going to sell it anyway. Why it's been held back for such a long time, that's unspoken about, is because this is a grave danger to be in, because no matter what anybody teach you or what's going on in your life, you're going to be internally conflicted with this drug mind and this logical human seed of God mind. When you develop with your spirit strength, when you mature in life, when you become somebody who can take in drugs responsibly, I'm not saying do it. I'm saying if you do, when you are mature spiritually, mentally, with your God concept, and you know exactly where you are and stuff, what happens is, and don't do it. Morpheus is not saying do it. I'm just telling you. Now here's the blue brain. Now listen. From this conflicted stage, which you can call the middle or the medium, now it's all the way over here this way, because now you are what? You're 40, you're 32, what, 28 or something like that, okay? Now here's the thing. When you line up with your evolution when it's all right for you, meaning whatever you take in, whether it's positive drugs or negative drugs. I'm not saying do it. What happens is it gives you an open door and it enhances your thinking to a degree where when it questions you, when your chemical brain starts to conflict with your natural brain, which is over here now, because now it's blue, because it turns your brain around, okay? It actually gives a sense of advancement. It gives a sense that you're a little smarter. It gives a sense of inspiration. It gives a sense of, haha, I got an idea. I know how to build a spaceship right now out of paper and pencil. You know, it'll do that because of your advanced physical and advanced stage of thinking. Okay? But that only happens when the chemical brain and your natural brain is in the same direction. You see that? So therefore, there's no conflict. There's no paranoia. There's no, oh man, I'm gonna go home and just cover. Oh, I'm so high, man. I just don't know. Oh, I don't know what people are saying to me. Like, oh, there's two of you. You'll be confident in yourself, calm and decent, and you're able to function on everyday life, even though you shouldn't, because if something happened, you know, they check your blood, like, you know, you got so much stuff in your blood, man. How do you function like that? But it becomes a part of who you are. Now, that is the grave danger. Now, there was once upon a time where they wanted to legalize marijuana. Okay. And I was in a confrontation, just a conversation. I call it confrontation, or just a consultation. I can't say the word. Consultation with a group of people saying that should this be or should it not be? Okay. I was against it, not because of the fact that it was just weed or marijuana, or however you want to call it, ganja, green spaceship, or whatever. Okay. Scooby-Doo. It had nothing to do with that. It was the very fact that as a teacher, as a motivator, as an inspirer, as a person who's trying to bring America up, I realized one thing that we keep overlooking, that our minds here in America is childlike. We're still over here. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're over here and we're trying to get over there. You understand? And we're not ready for this yet, because we have to advance the mentality and the spirit of ourself that we have lost here. All you got to do is watch the news. All you got to do is look at the police reports. All you got to do is sit in the courtroom. All you got to do is watch the traffic. Just watch people. Just sit back and watch. If you don't think Morpheus is telling, just sit back and watch. And you're going to be like, what the is happening? What's going on in this country? Like, what the? Why did he do that? They're like, you're not understanding. You know, a lot of people, they walk on, man, woo, oh man, you want some of this, man? You want some of this? you want some of this, man? But yet their mind is still over here. Okay? I'm not bashing this person. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying that they should not or they should. What I'm saying is that we got to take our life one stage at a time. We're still dealing with all these negative movements. We still trying to understand gender pronouns. We still trying to get boy and girl back together, playing decently in the sandbox like they supposed to. We're still trying to heal broken families. We still trying to deal with the viruses that keep erupting from other countries that can come here to America. We still trying to deal with all these other unnatural man-created sickness that's being produced, and to limit the abortion rate, to limit all the unnecessary mindless destructions that we are actually condoning with our behavior. We don't have time to be playing around with psychotropic drugs that our brain used to be like this as simple human species, but now it's like this because of radiation, because of GMO foods, which is genetically modified food. okay, and model sodium glutamate, sugars and heavy salts and bad behavior and lazy as hell, okay? We're trying to deal with all this already, which our minds, even without drugs or prescription drugs, has already been turned. It's already been turned. Already. Now, when you salt it down with psychotropic drugs, it don't do nothing but do your brain like that. So now you will have a hard time trying to recover yourself. You'll have a hard time trying to, what do you call that? To go through rehab. But rehab happens to a certain degree. Because when you take in drugs into your body, and I told you, and I want y'all to look at another video called Drug Drunken. There's a part 1 to it and a part 2 to it. Take the time and look at that as well. Because a lot of this refers to that drug drunken. Okay? And I talk about the damaging effect to your neurology and your chemistry in your body and your chemicals, where it does affect you. And over time, your twist, if you want to look at it like that, becomes Opsturg. Okay, and whatever mutation that you bring into your body, you pass it on to your kids. And then your kids pass it on. Then those kids pass it on. Then those kids pass it on. Because one person decided to, man, oh man, oh. Most times, on a general basis, now I'm going to tell you something. I understand. Listen, as Morpheus, okay, Morpheus had broken away from the Matrix. There's a reason why I'm called Morpheus, okay? I know what you, Neo, have been through, okay? I understand that this little bitty guy right here is almost as dry as a turd that fell out of the toilet, okay? I know that it's difficult every single day to face reality. I know that being sober and putting that cigarette and that weed, man, I'm like, man, I don't want that, man. Nah, man, I'm good. I pass. You know, I know that when you do that and the clouds is gone and you got to face reality, it's like, oh man, damn, what the? I need something, man. I need something, man. This is hard out here, man. It's hard for a pimp out here. I know, okay? But I'm telling you the damaging effect and the cost. There's a cost. There's a cost. When I go into the gym and I pump iron, I'm pumping hard. Some of you saw my video, okay? And I'm going to keep making some videos for you. When I get in the gym, I'm trying to tell you now, okay? I got to drink big thing of water. You know, I got my green tea or some healthy protein in here or something like that. No, not steroids. Okay, quit that. No, but some healthy drink. I got to get rid. I got to get my mind right. And I got to tweak myself because I'm going to go in there like a beast. I have to. Okay. So when y'all look at my workout videos and you see when I'm done, okay, I'm not trying to show off when I present that to you. I'm just saying this is your possibility. But anyway, when I'm done doing that, okay, and I shut the video down and I'm sitting down on the bench, I'm like, then when I go home, okay, after a 4-hour workout, sometimes a 3, depending on how I crunch it in, I feel the cost. I feel the price that I have paid for going in there and just taking a dumbbell and bang, 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 bang. And I go home, I had to pay the price. When I skate, and some of you saw my skate videos, I know it's out there somewhere, okay? When I'm out there skating, okay, and I barely even sit down, skating for like 2 or 3 hours, and I'm going, you know, I'm just, you know, dancing and everything, just getting down with it, right? The stuff that I do, I can feel the price at least 2 days afterwards. Yeah, I can function, but my body needs to recuperate. My body's like, oh, man, like, oh, whew. Yeah, I was like, I need to rest. I really need to rest. Okay? So whatever that you do, especially if you're eating healthy, if you're doing those things like that, when you take it as, it's a cost that's taken away from you, where a lot of people say, oh, It's healthy, it has good properties, and it's just all the way clean. Listen, let me tell you something. Not a lot of things on human earth is just 100% free and 100% clean. There is even a cost to 100% free and 100% clean. When I'm eating healthy, there's a cost to the stuff I got to eat. There's a cost afterwards. For some of y'all eat organic food. Okay, it's not GMO food. So that means when you eat the food, because it's natural now, you might be on the toilet more than one time a day. Okay? And that little bitty space shuttle that's that small ends up being a large space shuttle, if you get my drift. Okay? But that's a cost. But you got to understand something here. Is it worth it in the end? Because who are you denying the most? Are you denying yourself because you want to escape reality? I understand. You want to be Morpheus. I mean, not specifically me, but you want to be like Morpheus in the movie. You really want to just escape the Matrix and say, "Oh, I'm Superman. Oh, woo, yeah, man. I can do it, man. I'm doped up, man. I'm the dope, man. Yeah, man. I know. Okay? But when you are doing that, there's a drastic cost because you're leaving this little bitty guy behind. I know you're thinking you're not, but you got to remember, a lot of people who are doing that, especially at a young age, you cannot know yourself when you're 18 years old. You can't know yourself sometimes in between 18 and 27. Most time your wisdom really don't start kicking in till you start getting 28, 29, 30, 32. When you're the age 32, you really start saying some things that people are like, oh, you start kicking in with a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of knowledge up here. You start talking to people. They'll be like, dang, that's a young man, or that's a young lady. She's growing up. She's got a head on her shoulders. Okay. That's why sometimes people who are generally CEOs, or sometimes they are bosses of a business, or they're successful, or some people who are elder who end up having a couple of houses and a few cars, is because they got that experience and because that wisdom kicked in. Okay, now they're settled. Now they have control over stuff. So if they were to go ahead and, yeah, man, let me go ahead and hit that. Yeah, let me hit that young blood. Let me go ahead and hit that. Let me hit that. All that would do for them in their maturity. Okay, they know them. They have that little bitty seed is grown now. So that little bitty chemical effect to their brain, or little, what do you call that? Paranoia and issues that the psychotropic drug attacks. Okay, it can't help but line up to their maturity. So if anything, it will give them some inspiration. If anything, it might make their day a little better. If anything, yeah, they'd be at home watching TV, and then the TV is expanded to be something that's, a research of a sort, a new discovery, even though it's been there the entire time. I understand. But we have to realize that we are taking too many steps too forward, and that's what's destroying us. We are taking too many steps too forward, and it's destroying us, and we're leaving ourselves behind. You understand? I didn't want it to be legal, not because I had anything to do against it. I'm looking at the already head-on collisions that we are having with alcoholics. I'm looking at the fights that we already see in the in the clubs. I'm looking at husband and wife, or you could say boyfriend and girlfriend, who are still inconsistent with each other, taking pharmaceutical drugs, opioids, what do you call it? Vicodins, okay, pain pills, okay, things that you can get from the doctor for your prescription for good reasons. But yeah, you just have to, I gotta have it, right? Because you want to escape, because the body itself. This is the thing. I know that this shell, the flesh shell of the human body, okay, can be a burden, and it is. It's weight. This thing weighs a lot. Okay, and sometimes when I go to the gym, if I try to lift the equal weight as much as myself or much as another person, it feels different. The weight of a person is different than the weight that you lift at the gym. Like 150 pounds, you'd be like, okay, bang, bang. But lifting a woman who's 150 pounds, yes, she may be the same weight, but because of the flesh of the body, just feel like it's a little different, little, kind of, it's a different dead weight, like it's a dead weight. Okay, so metaphysically, I'm bringing that to say that the human body has its own, density. It has its own issues that we want to escape. Okay, conferring that to our everyday problems, our stress, our own dopamine levels. Now, I'm running out of time. I went on a rant with this. Okay, now I got something to share with you that I promise I'm going to share with you. Okay, this is my task. My task. Now, I know this is going to make a lot of people laugh. I know it's going to be, y'all going to be, oh, Morpheus, but now I got to do this. So I don't mind doing this to make myself look stupid and silly, because I'm doing it for you. If I'm making myself look stupid for you, then you have to question your own value system and say, this dude is trying to actually help me. Okay, so why would I bash him and he's doing it for me? Okay, I want you to be beautiful on the inside. That's what I want you to be, the best that you can ever be. Where, listen, dope is you. You don't need dope, because you already dope. Somebody walk up to you, but man, you dope. I like that, dude. You dope, man. You hot. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up. You dope, right? By putting this inside you, okay, it's almost like trying to get a woman to be with you, or a dude to be with you. You're trying to chase them, but you are the prize. You are the great one. You are the awesome one. Now listen, inside your body, you can produce dopamine. You can produce serotonin. You can secrete sugar from your own pancreas in your body, depending on your activity of dance, of course, skating, of activity, of sports. Okay? Even sometimes football players are professional athletes. Okay? You notice when they sit down, they drink a bottle of water, Gatorade or something like that. It's just Gatorade. It's just water. But when they get out there, they're like magical. It's like, what is going on? Like, how are they just boom, just boom, 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 like Michael Jordan, right? He's in just boom, just how's he doing that? Right? I mean, what's going on? What inspired him? What inspired him? Okay? To be so great, where he's like, boom. What inspired him? Right? It's not just because they were tall. It's not just because you got skill. Okay? You are attached to the guy inside you over here. You took this guy he took this guy right here, his inner instinct in man, that God seed that was already within him, and said, I'm going to make this beautiful. Boom. So instead of trying to, listen, instead of trying to dunk the ball like this, instead of trying to figure out life this way, instead of sitting on the sidelines going like this, man, I gotta go ahead and, oh man, give me something to drink, man. I can't handle, man, I can't handle it. Give me something to drink. No. You can tap into your inner body. Yes, it is a struggle sometimes. I told you, it could be dead weight, stress, issues, illnesses. But by what you eat, your life activity, and how you are dealing with the energy that your creator gives you, you can tap into that inner energy where you don't need this. You look at this, be like, nah, man, it's a struggle. What will happen is, I'm going to tell you what will happen. Because you are already dope. You already dope. You already out. You are, when you singing, when you wrestling, when you boxing, or when you doing hockey, you out there with your groups of people and y'all laughing and joking, playing cards and stuff like that. Okay, you don't know it, but you're already producing that dopamine. You're already producing all that chemistry just dripping all in your body. It's going off. And then what happens is, when you try to take in something else that you already have, it makes this pointless. And all you doing is poisoning yourself. All you doing is making your body say, you know what? This just start battling, and just eventually then you'll fall off the tree, and you want this. Then all you do is keep on. And that athlete, that good looking dude, that good looking girl, that person that was well in the corporate, who was in the office, but they start taking opioids, they start smoking a lot. Yeah, man. Whew. Just look at them. Look at them. Don't even ask. Just take the time and look at them. And this great person up here will be all the way down there. Then you look at him several years later, you be like, dang, what happened to you? What happened? What happened? You paid a price. This is free. This is free. This is free. You understand? That's the only thing that comes without a price. The only cost to it, the only price, okay, I know it's kind of contradictory. The only price is if you invest in this. When you in the gym, when you listen to good music, just listen to good music. Listen to some country music, that natural love music. Now, when it comes to that, I got to add something to this, okay? A lot of people think that love music, oh, love don't exist anymore, and why I'm listening to love music. I don't like R&B anymore because it's not true. Listen, I'm going to take a phrase from Bruce Almighty because I love that movie, because it was a very strong statement that y'all need to understand. If you don't know Bruce Almighty, watch it. Okay? That was with Jim Carrey and Morgan Freeman. And I'm going to always say this in some of my videos. He said the golden words. He said, if you want a miracle, be the miracle. You understand? Just because everybody else don't believe in love, or they're not the miracle, just because everybody else is doing wrong, that doesn't mean you need to do wrong too. You still need to keep that love right here. Even if nobody else practice it, you practice it. Even if the music at that time was trying to soften you up and say, oh man, I want a loving relationship, but oh, let me get married, let me be soft. Or for some of you, let me be a blue pill beta. I understand. Okay? But if you are genuinely a loving person with passion inside you, listen, don't let this devilish world stop you from your passion or your love. If you want to love, love. You understand? If you like that love stuff, go for it. Because it's you, and can't nobody knock you off your square. Just because everybody else is living in a world of vanity, they looking out for money, looking out for themselves. They singing rap songs that have nothing to do with compassion. That doesn't mean you need to take your records and rip them up. They are still significant because it's a part of you. You understand? Don't change for the world. Even if the world don't want to change for you, you stay on your square. Because at the end of the day, or when the coffin closes, okay, it's still going to be about you. You understand? So you got to understand that when I'm bringing these things to you, it's because I want that little bitty guy not to depend on this outside negativity. So you'll be sitting there while everybody else is getting drunk and high. You like, I'm good. You at a party somewhere. You like, I'm good. They'll be like, you all right, man? I'm good. Be like, what? I mean, you need something to drink? Be like, why? Listen, why? You need something to smoke, man? Look at this, man. Like, oh man, you need some of this? I'll be like, why? I'm already high off life. I'm good. I'm enjoying the music. You sitting there like, yeah. Like you go out to a club sometime. There was one time I used to do that a long time. I think I told y'all that. Okay. Go out to a club somewhere. Okay. Especially in some small towns, right? And some clubs open up at 9 o'clock and they close at 2 o'clock, sometimes 1 o'clock. Do an experiment with yourself. I want 2 experiments that I want you to do for yourself. And I'm going to tell you what the other one is. Go there and watch. And some people have to sit there and get liquid courage, which is called liquor and beer, in order to get up and dance. That means they're hollow. Go to Drunken video and you will see what I'm talking about with that. That means they got to fill this up because there's nothing here. So they got to pour something in it from outside source because they can't produce it from themselves. So they got to wait till 12 and 1 o'clock in order to get up and get some. I can't dance unless I drink. I can't enjoy myself unless I got something to smoke. Of course you do, because you're like Fast and the Furious. Okay, remember that car that they pulled in, that Supra that legendary supercar that we love so much. I like it. I got a model of it. I mean, I don't actually have the car, just the model at home. Okay. Anyway, and he was like, the guy said, "Oh, well, we want a car that can drive through the finish line at, what's that, 8 seconds across the finish line, not push it, or you got to tow it across the line." It's something like that. You got a lot of people who are broke down like that Supra. They're broke down like it. They're just rusty, been sitting down for a long time, and just ridiculous. So they need a little push across the finish line. You are the Supra. When Van Diesel and Paul Walker got done with it and vamped it up, cleaned the engine and cleaned it out, and that thing was ready to go. It was a monster. That thing was challenging a Ferrari. That thing was just tearing up the road, right, with his twin turbos. Okay, that's you. Morpheus know that that's you. Everybody else look at you like you're the one that's from a salvage yard and like, man, I want that. Man, come on, man, look at that. That 2000, that 97 pieces, man, come on. I'm sitting there like, do you know what type of engine that is? You know what type of car that is? That 2JZ. Do you see that? Everybody, man, I can't see it. What are you talking about? I don't see nothing, man. I don't see nothing. Of course you don't. You don't see nothing. When you get to that point, you would get up and when you out there in the club, you can dance at about 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock, be at home by 11 or 12. You don't need anything like that to get you to go. You got it. It's in you. You got the juice. Remember that song, The Juice? I got the juice. I got the juice. That's you. You can do that. You don't need to all that type of crazy. Just get up and go. Confidence, self-love, and healthy. Keep that in your diary. Confidence, self-love, and diary. If you got to do this, you got no confidence, you got no self-love, and you can't do it. You don't have the juice because you got to be able to do it without this. Okay, let's go without it. Let's go. Okay, put that beer down. Put the drink down. Let's rock. Right? Now, there's something else I want you to do. Listen to music. I don't really do a lot of refer to music, but check this out. There's two singers, women singers, that used to sing very well. A lot of us men like to hear women singers. I like women singers. This is soft and soothing, right? Listen to SWV. If some of you don't know who that is, look it up on YouTube. It's called Sisters with Voices. There's a song called You're Always on My Mind. Okay? And there's other tracks that they have, like, let's see what You Said You Wouldn't Love Me, or Keep Your Soul, all that song. Listen to that. Okay, I respect Cardi B. I like her. I like her music. You play some. I got videos out there that you see me act a fool in the skating rink on some Cardi B song. You put on some Cardi B, okay, I'm a rocket. Okay, I can't hold back. I don't know what it is. When you turn on some Cardi B music, I'm all over the floor. Okay, I lose control. I just like, oh, I can do it. Okay, but when it comes to the inner love, soul, energy type of thing, just look at the difference between the two. Whereas today we're all over here, let's just say to a Cardi B song, okay, that's the type of woman that, not her, but the music itself that you are looking for. But the woman that used to be is over here with SWV. So just listen to SWV, listen to the new Cardi B songs, listen to SWV, and see the difference. Okay, it's going to be like night and day. Okay, yes, Cardi B has her own personality. She has her own personal life and all that. That's between her and whatever she needs to do. Okay, I like her music. Okay, whatever the music is good. Okay, but I'm at a mature point to where I understand the lyrics. I understand the control. I understand what it does to the body. But for a younger person who's not in tune, just like drugs or whatever, they can't handle it. They can't decipher the difference between reality versus virtual reality. But I'm trying to open up your mind. I just need an example to show you the difference between the women then versus the women now. Then you'll be like, that is different. You'll see it. Just listen to that then listen to some Cardi B or somebody else. You know, some other rapper or some other person, some other woman singer or person. You can see the difference between that age and now. Okay, just do those type of differences, and it'll give you an example of what I mean about when you are natural. You're just trying to focus and you're simple. And because of time and age and being introduced to all kind of drugs, yeah, man, give me a shotgun, give me a shotgun. Okay, you realize that it's all the way over here now, but it's not going to make this go away. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get done with this video, but here's the reality check that you must know. For some people who end up in the psychiatric ward, for some people who have lost their mind, who have committed suicide, for some people who was tripping to the point where they just went haul out crazy because they did this ever since they were 17 and 16. And this little bitty guy right here was stronger than this, and it came and gave that person a reality check. And it's like turning on the light bulb in the middle of the dark. It's like boom, like, oh my God. Then paranoia bombards. Now here's the thing. You don't want to find out what I'm saying when you get older. When you're already 46 years old, when you're already 47 years old, when you're 39 years old, when you're, who knows, when you're 34 years old. And you finally realize that you are the prize, that you have all that in you, and you're trying to start a business. You're trying to, for some of y'all, you're trying to go back to college. You're trying to get your life together. You're trying to create something. And now all of a sudden you've been doing this for so many years. Okay, now your natural brain is trying to function. And now it's like starting a newborn baby all over again. Now, everybody has a different experience. Okay, and most people who used to do that years ago, they don't do that anymore now. They're like, nah, I don't need that, man. Why? Because they realize it's no good. And because they started advancing their brain, their internal self and their own chemistry. What happens is when you have to depend on it, now listen to this, all the time, and your body's able to produce it for itself. Because it's almost as similar as your own dopamine levels and your own serotonin and you know, all that. And for black people, you got to be careful because you got melanin. Okay. And a lot of properties that are in your melanin is somewhat the same in some psychotropic drugs. So you become addicted to it a lot easier. Okay. The damaging effect is your body stop depending on your inner dopamine. This is how you become a dope fiend. This is how you become an addict. Okay. Let me teach you something. This is how you like, man, I got to have it, man. I got to have it. You better give me some right now, please. Okay. On certain levels for certain people, because your body turns off the faucet right here and start depending on this because this is quicker, this is faster, this is all the time during the day, this is every day, at night, morning, noon. You don't have to skate for it, you don't have to dance for it, you don't have to listen to music. You just go ahead, that's it. That's all you got to do. But the price is that you die on the inside. And so you become fully dependent on it, and now you're a zombie. Okay? But you don't want to realize that they don't tell you that when you're in high school and you're in college and, you know, you're frat party and you're out there. Yeah, man, me and my girlfriend, we be in the suburban, man. We be kicking it back, boy. We be throwing it for real. But for how long? Okay? Because eventually that's going to wash away, and then you got to deal with reality no matter what. No matter what you do, you're going to have to face reality. Okay? So this is something to give you something to think about. Okay? It's a consequence. It's a cost. Okay? But you got to remember, whatever you introduce your body to, your body's going to take that in as life, and it's going to mess up your gene. It's going to make you something else. Okay? And that's why a certain portion of that is why a lot of it have became illegal. Because we're trying to, not us, I don't have anything to do with it, but I can imagine a lot of systems are trying to wait for those type of things because it's one stage at a time. Okay? Not to say that this is completely wrong. It's just too much damage to be done. Just like alcohol, before that became legal, it's too much damage. But now you see all these people dying from drinking and driving. They said be responsible. Okay? But sometimes if you have no control over yourself to begin with by actually taking it, how are you going to have control over yourself to be a responsible person, to know not to drink and drive and not to do this at the right time? Okay? So you got to remember how the snake bites us. It's not going to say, I'm going to bite you. Go. No. It comes in very silently where, it's okay. It's good. It's okay. Ooh, it's fine. And then eventually over time, that snake is there. You just don't see it. You're just enjoying yourself and you're getting high. All this is gone. Oh, God, help me. By then, only you can help yourself. You got to learn how to love you first. Do what you can for yourself first. Okay? And understand how this stuff works. Because everything else you do to yourself is a damage. And you don't want to find that out when you get too old to be able to turn that boat around. By then, you up shit creek.